Get my flavor in your ear. Here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking new flavor in your ear. Max brand new flavor in your ear.
Here with my girl,
Tanya.
and it's your fave dope girl from around the way, Sunday Jones. And we in the building. And we got Sunshine over here on the ones and twos. It is just us three today, look like. Well, I think Sean D's coming, but she's just running a little bit behind. And then we got
ATL traffic.
Oh my God, ATL traffic. It needs to do something different. Please hurry up and let's change the trajectory of the traffic. I don't really know what we can do, but let's community build on that. Mm-hmm. And then we got the amazing and wonderful Tassili, my aunt, coming through later on. So I'm excited about that. It's my girl. So community building. What that look like for you, Tiny?
Ooh. Let's just get into it then.
Yes.
Anything to uplift the community. When I was younger, we had a location, and it was called the Crown Heights Youth Collective.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what it was a community of elders. They got together and they had like an after school program for the children of the community.
Oh, that's dope.
It was. And they had different programs, African dancing, tap dance. That's how I got into dancing.
Dance.
Yes, because it was a teacher, instructor, Miss Diaz. And she came in with the short little skirt and her heels, the tap heels. And all them little boys who we used to like, they were drooling over this lady. And I was like,
she was cute.
I got to figure out what she's doing so I can do it as well.
She was cute.
Oh, yes. So, they had that, and they used to teach us different things as far as our roots with like Kwanzaa. I learned a lot about Kwanzaa with that. And it's, what's so weird, I'm going to say weird, is because I grew up in that environment, like Tassili is.
Yeah.
I grew up in that environment. Yeah. So for me to stray away, that's really, really weird, because they didn't serve any pork, and, they were really into Black culture, Black art.
You know what I got to say, though? That's really what I more so love about New York, is that because I grew up there. I'm not from there, but I grew up there, and I just love the culture of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to have, first of all, you're going to have everybody on the block is going to be looking out for, everybody looking out for each other. All the adults is looking out for all the kids. So that's the one thing. But the other thing is just, like you said, it's very cultural. Like everybody is mixed in, and you're going to get a taste of each culture, and you're going to have those extracurricular activities like dance, hopscotch, basketball,
everything.
You're going to have everything that you could possibly need, you know what I'm saying, to enhance yourself. Whatever you like is there for you. And Atlanta has that, but it's like in sectors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like in sectors versus the whole thing.
Like the togetherness of it all.
You know what I'm saying? So when I moved back to Georgia, it was kind of like a culture shock for me, because when I went to school in New York, it was all of us. It was Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, Blacks, Dominicans, everybody, Haitians. It was everybody. And when I came and I moved back to New York, and I went to Tri-City, and it was like just all Blacks and like a sprinkle of white people and maybe like a sprinkle or two of Hispanics. And I was just like, where the people at? You know what I'm saying? It just kind of,
where the seasoning?
I seen the segregation. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I didn't see that there. Not that it's not there, because it might be segregated by block or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not segregated by people. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, it was just really weird for me. And not only that, but we didn't have all the tools. Like I was there and I was already, in New York, when you go to elementary, it's kind of setting you up for junior high. Junior high is already setting you up for high school. High school is already setting you up for college. So when I came here, it was like regular high school. It was like being in junior high. So I was very disappointed of the curriculum. Mm-hmm. And I was bored. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Because I was already obtaining what I needed to obtain to move forward. So I kind of fell back when I got here because I was bored and it was nothing.
You're
and I was
past
like,
those levels.
Yeah, I was
my
like
daughter
so
had
disappointed.
That. She was really, really exceeding in math in New York. And then when we moved down here, it was like she's learning things that she learned maybe 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So she was finishing her work within seconds. Then therefore she became disruptive in the class because I need to do something. I gotta stay awake. Yes. I gotta sing. I gotta be a class clown.
It was different. Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, those are the things that we had in our community. And like you said, it brought a sense of togetherness.
Yes.
So
it did.
Yeah.
Like it really, really did.
I know.
I miss some of that. Like,
I know. You miss the everyday people?
Yes, I do. I miss the everyday people because it's like I ain't got to worry about if you black, white, Hispanic, Haitian, whatever. Like we all good. We all cool. Not that it's not racism there because it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. Mm-hmm. It's so different. But I do love Atlanta, and I love the being able to be that entrepreneur and being it so many black people that are doing very well. You know what I'm saying? And the culture is here, but it's not all over. It's segregated. Can I say that it's segregated? It's a little segregated. You know what I'm saying? So if you in it, you in it. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't. So it's like you got to be enlightening people. But people come here and they be like, oh, black people doing this. They doing that. They doing that. And they are. But it's still on a level. Yeah. It's still some segregation going on. You know what I'm saying? So that part, it made me feel sad a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna go into some music and come back and continue on the topic. We got everyday people, arrested development.
Yo, this is Headliner from Arrested Development, and right now you're in the midst of a celebration of life, death, and the struggles of our ancestors. Check it out. Let me hear you say, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah. And everyday people, yeah, hey, see, am everyday people, yeah. See, I was resting at the park, minding my own business as I kick up the treble zone. On my radio tape, play a box right. Just loud enough so folks can hear us hype scene. Out of nowhere, comes a woman I'm dating. Investigation, maybe she was demonstrating, but nevertheless I was pleased. My day was going great and my soul was at ease until a group of brothers started bugging out, drinking the 40 ounce, going to nigger out, disrespecting my black queen, holding their crimes and being obscene. At first I ignored it, cause see I know the type. They got drunk, they got guns, and yes they wanna fight. And they see a young couple having a time that's good, and the Eagles wanna test the brother's manhood. So they came to test me cause of my heritage and the loud bright colors that I wear. I was a target cause I'm a fashion misfit, and the outfit that I'm wearing brothers dissing it. While I stay calm and pray the niggas leave me be, but they squeeze a bunch of my dates anatomy. Why Lord, you brothers have to drill me, cause if I stop to hit this man they'll have to kill me. You see, I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see, I am everyday people. I told the niggas, please let us pass friends. I said, please, cause I don't like killing Africans. But he wouldn't stop, and I ain't Ice Cube. But I had to take the brother out for being rude. And like I said before, I was mad by it. It took 3 or 4 cops to pull me off the hill. But that's the story
going on? It's your man Pooh, and I'm rocking with FIYE Radio on 92.3. Yeah.
And it's your favorite dope girl from around the way, and we're back on Hits 92.3, the ladies of FIYE Radio, and we are talking about community building.
Yeah, just like we were saying before we went to music, the area where I lived, it's a big complex, 25 stories, 7 buildings.
Yeah.
So that alone is major family.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And within the area that we had our own like basketball court, playground. Where the collective was down the block, and we had a bowling alley that was across the street. And then my family, they had a karate spot. So it was like all the kids used to do karate on Saturday. We would go to bowling. Then you had the roller skating ring down the block also. So there were a lot of things to do, you know, keep the kids occupied, busy. Yeah, out of the streets. Even though you still would have some kids that, you know,
stray away.
They stray. But for the most part, they looked out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. People don't realize that those kids, I was one of those kids. Those kids that do stray away, or they're, you know, more so acting out. Some kids just act out, but acting out in class or skipping school, like they have something going on at home. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they just doing it to be doing it. It's something going on somewhere. You just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, something going on with the parents, something going on at home internally, but something is going on. You know, so that's another way to build community, is to pay attention to how the children are reacting to things or how they're acting out. They're not just acting out to act out. They're acting out for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to that, because that's a way that you can help. You can not overlook it, not talk about them or shame them or be mad at them for their actions. Let's find out as the community what's going on so that we can help. That don't mean call CPS, call the police or nothing. That means that you get involved if you can and help where it's needed. They may be lacking of food. They may be lacking of clothes. They may be lacking of a parent. They may be being abused. You don't know. So until you know, act as a community and do what you would want somebody to do for you, you know, or your child, if something was going on.
Yeah. See, again, with this particular spot with the collective, and why I keep referencing back to it is because I always said that if I got established, I would love to recreate that.
Yeah.
What they did was, it was a small space at first. Shout out to all the Bedford people that went. Then they moved it onto Franklin Avenue. And when they moved it to Franklin, they had a larger space. So what they did was they created rooms for like creatives. So they had people who used to do music in certain rooms. If you know how to do art, they had all kind of arts and crafts, you know. So like I said, it tapped into a lot of people's like their what you could say, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yes, they creativity, but it's like certain things that they never even knew that they can do.
Yes.
You know?
It opened them up to a world of something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they had singing. It would be competitions, and just they invite all the parents to come. It was like a really good atmosphere. They fed everyone, so no one left hungry. Yeah. It was a lot. So they got grants, you know, and a lot of my peers, as we got older, they started to work there. So I've always tried to get a job. I thought the place was really good, and I felt like I wanted to be like a big sister, you know, to some kids. So I've always wanted to get a job there, and I would sign up, fill in my application, and they always would deny me. And all my friends was working there, and I used to be like, what is the problem? It's not until I got older and I'm working for the police department, and I actually saw one of the guys, and he's like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like in my feelings. Like,
Yeah.
don't say you proud of me now because I've been trying to get a job.
They trying to save it for somebody that need it.
That's what he said. And I
Yeah.
didn't understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Yeah, because you don't need it. You good. You got your parents.
I got my parents.
You got stuff going on.
Home. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And they
So,
needed it.
But as a 14-year-old,
you don't have a clue.
I didn't understand that.
Yeah. We got to do better with communication.
Yeah, you know.
But then also you have to be careful when you're doing stuff like that, because you don't want to tell you know, or I can't give it to you because these are for the kids that need it. And then you go back to school and say, all the kids over there, they just got their job because they need it. So they got to be careful with that too. Yeah. Because then that's some bullying, digging, you know, kind of stuff. But I get it. Like, yeah.
So I guess I understood as I got older, but like I said, it was a safe space for a lot of children, and I'm pretty sure it saved a lot of kids from getting involved in certain things that they shouldn't have.
Oh yeah.
I actually met Avery there too.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was involved with the music and things like that, and the dance programs there as well. So, like I said, I would love to recreate something like that again.
And that's like my goal with everything I do, is to create safe spaces.
Yes.
For artists, for people, for kids, you know what I'm saying? To be able to just be who they are, creatively or otherwise, you know what I'm saying? And not have to worry about just getting into something mischievous, but they just really don't know what they want to do. Or they don't. So off topic a little bit. I met 2 guys last night. Last night was New Shit. Mm-hmm. And so 2 young men came to New Shit. 2 artists, they're rappers, young. And when he got there, he was like, his dad brought him and his friend.
How old they were?
I think one was 20 and one was like 17 or something like that. They were young. And the dad brought them to come and perform. And so, you know, they were on the list. So I went to go talk to him or whatever. And I was like, are you performing? And he was like, I don't know what this is. He was like, I'm not sure, you know, because, you know, Apache is laid back. It has a certain type of vibe. And, you know, we in there doing poetry or what have you, but it's New Shit. So anybody can come and share whatever new creativeness that they have. And he was like, I don't think I can do my music here because it got cussing and it got this. And he was like, it's hardcore. And, you know, he was just really not happy with, wanted to, you know, he felt the way about his type of music and where he was to perform it. And then we got into another type of conversation about, he told me how many streams he had and all of these different things. And I was like, well, do you have, then I started asking questions about, well, do you have your copyrights? And do you have this? And he was like, what is that? And what does that mean? And then he showed me how much money he was making. And I was like, oh yeah, you need to be doing this, 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 and that. And he was like,
he went to Sunday school. Okay.
Yeah. And he was like, I was supposed to come and meet you.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, everything is alignment. Nothing is, you know, nothing is not on purpose. And he was like, oh my God. And I was like, you're going to perform your songs tonight. And then, you know, you're going to go home and look at them and you're going to see what it is you need to fix. I said, and then I told him what kind of tracks he needs to have so that when he goes somewhere, he can perform on a different level. Mm-hmm. And it was really good to meet them because, you know, you'll listen to their music because we do it and we be like, I don't want to listen to that. They said, but you have to get to know a person.
Yeah.
And that's what community building is about. It's not about judging the exterior or judging what they do or what they say. It's about getting to know an individual on another level so you can see where they come from and why they are the way they are. And then you can enlighten them on some things that might change their whole life and their whole trajectory.
Yeah.
That is community building.
Oh yeah. A lot of people,
you know,
they're masked up.
Yeah. Like you only know what you come from.
Yeah.
That's what you know. And as you grow and you go, then you can build on that.
Yeah.
You know, when we used to walk to, me and my best friend, once I moved back here from New York, we used to go up to the gym up the street, and every day we would walk to that gym because they would be playing basketball, you know, just somewhere safe for us to go. Mm-hmm. Like we need those safe spaces because I could have been doing I did a lot, but I could have been doing so much more than what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And so could have a lot of other kids. So you just got to be, community is about getting to know the people, the kids, the parents, the store owners, the business owners. It's getting to know the people in your community so that you can build on the community that you want to see. You know, that's what has to be done. And so we just have to not be so judgmental on each other. You know, it's so easy to judge somebody because you're in, you know, this kind of space or that kind of space. You know, you feel like you may be inferior to them or they're inferior to you. And we all equal around here.
Yeah.
And we can't grow unless we grow together.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want to see your community do good, then you be the change that you want to see. You know, and build on that, because kids need us. The kids that's at the corner selling the water, they can be selling drugs. They can be pulling kick doors. They can be doing so much more than what they're doing. And yes, you know, sometimes they may be aggressive, but talk to them, because I talk to them all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
You know what I'm saying? I let them know. And I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm going to get some water from you today, but let me give you some advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only, don't talk at them, talk to them. So that they can understand what they're doing wrong, because they don't know. They just know that it's a hustle that they can do. They're trying to feed their little sister, their little brother. Parents might be on drugs. You don't know. So they're doing the best that they can do. But that's how you build a community. You communicate with your community, whatever they look like, and try to help them in the things that you see that may not be right in your eyes.
I agree.
That's community building, you know? And look who just got in the building. We got Sean D in the building.
I'm in the building.
You made it.
Hey, sis.
It's been an interesting 24 hours.
It's okay.
Yes. So
it's
I'm glad to have made it. Yes. Thank y'all. Listen,
yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't brush your shoulders off.
Go
on, brush your shoulders off, okay? Let it roll up off you.
We're talking about community building today.
Yes.
But we're gonna pay some bills, play some music, and then we're gonna come back to Sean D.
Yes.
On Hits 92.3. Definition
Let's
of
go.
internet radio.
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right. You could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
I'm here to stay. Tapped in the greatness, I knew I was well on my way. Stay down to come up, I'm so up, I don't know what to say. Tapped in the greatness, I do my thing every day. Mind my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my thing every day. Mind my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my thing every day. Mind my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my thing every day. Mind my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my thing every day. I do my thing every day. I'm a living, breathing sign on me of the miracles that I lie for me. They say, damn, Raven, you don't got fine on me. Let your energy come put your shine on me. I'm a light in the dark, in the darkest of times. Confusion is constant, consuming the minds. The feelings what matter at end of my time. All they come to life is all they align with. No need to run from the shadows. Integrate, then you get better. The darkest of magic. Running from hurt can get tragic. Dive in here first, and then you will learn how to relax it. Dancing with stars is galactic. Triple darkness, where you come from. Stop all that acting. Stop fearing death, we just pass it. Running through power, what have you, it's sauce, molasses. Hold on, let me get my glasses. Tell me what is it? It's you said he laying like past you, or you caught in the past. You caught up in what coulda, shoulda, and not what you can do. All in your hand like some can to put it on paper and watch all your goals getting ran through. See where intention will take you. Gotta stay focused and make sure you bring out the best you. Tapped in the greatness, I knew I was well on my way. Stay down to come up, I'm so up, I don't know what to say. Trapped in the greatness, I do my thing every day. I'm my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I'm my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I'm my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I'm my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my thing every day. I'm here to stay. Tapped in the greatness, I knew I was well on my way. Stay down to come up, I'm so up, I don't know what to say. Tapped in the greatness, I do my thing every day. Mind my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my thing every day. Mind my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my thing every day. Mind my business, drink my water and stay out the way. I do my
Hey, yo, what up?
What's the deal?
What's good?
All right.
You already know your man, Mr. Cheeks, in the building.
Big Nice in the building.
Your boy Pretty Lou doing what I do. Hey, man, where we at?
FIYE
Radio.
Flavor
in your ear, baby.
All right. Hits 92.3. You already know. L.
And you were just listening to Stay Out of the Way with Rayo Cali. And you are listening to Hits 92.3 FIYE Radio. Let's see. Welcome back.
Hey.
Yes. So I tell you, I know we're talking about community. Just community, right? Just in general. And so it is time for Dish Diaries of a Diva.
Ooh, bring them dishes on. Let me get my pan.
And you know how we be eating. So this time we stayed in the community. Okay. So we have our family businesses this week. So I started off with a cheesesteak place. I kind of knew indicator. It's called So Icy Cheesesteaks. It is located at 2670 East College Avenue. Now, first of all, let me tell y'all, cheesesteaks bussin'.
They want
So
bussin'.
So good, right? So I've never been to Philly, but I would imagine that this is what a Philly cheesesteak tastes like. Because I'm a cheesesteak connoisseur. And so I know a good cheesesteak when I have one, right? They did it right. They did it right. And it's really kind of like off the beaten path. You have to really follow directions on their Instagram to find out their schedule and how to pick up your food because they're part of a collab. And it's a kitchen that has like 6 or 7 other restaurants, and you pick up your food there. It's really cool. And so check them out. So icy. But what I had was the original cheesesteak with mushrooms and onions and bell peppers. And their French fries are just really good, seasoned, and you don't have to add seasoning to them. They're just perfect. They had, I didn't try it. I wish I would have though. It is a chicken lemon pepper cheesesteak, right? So it sounded so good, but I'm so like I needed the original. So
yeah, I might go with the
original. I had to go to the
yeah.
original. So the next time I go, which will definitely be the next time because they were amazing, it will be for the lemon pepper chicken cheesesteak. So check them out. So Icy Cheesesteaks in Decatur. Then, of course, I went to JB's.
Ooh, shout out to JB's.
Shout out to JB's. Listen, if you are in the mood for chicken tenders, okay, a really, really, really good chicken sandwich, okay, check out JB's. They are very good. First of all, smiles are free, right?
Oh, yes.
Customer service, smiles, free. JB's got it down packed. It was plenty of smiles going on, plenty of just happiness. Just like they were happy to take my order. They were happy to cook my food. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciated that. Like you really don't get that in a lot of places. Like they'd be like looking at you like, and is I can take your order or I could not. But JB's Tenders, they are located at 2575 Snapfinger Road. They are just a little kind of, I want to call it a hut, like a cute little hut.
Yeah, like
off to the side.
Like a little house to the
a
side.
little house to the side. Very cute. But if you're, like I said, if you're in the mood for a great chicken sandwich, you got to try it.
The tenders are
Tenders. What they say, melt in your mouth tenders. Now, how you do that with chicken, right?
And the fries are so good.
So they have crab fries. So
you.
good. Let me tell you, the crab fries were amazing. They're loaded. They just got everything in them. You know, crab. They have the little spring onions. You know, you can add like sour cream or the sauce that they have. They have a mambo sauce, and it's kind of like their in-house sauce. You know, it's good. It's kind of sweet. But it wasn't spicy, so that was good because sometimes like you want a sauce, but they always make it spicy, and then it turns a lot of people off.
Just right.
That sauce, bussin', and then please try their lemonades.
The mango. Ooh, Erica, the mango. You already know how I am with this mango.
Yes. So you got to stop by, try JB's. And then the last but not least is
I guess I'm
What
gonna
you
go
say?
get me some lemonade.
Oh yeah.
Yo, yeah,
I
you're
love
and French
lemonade.
fries. You can get regular. You don't have to get the crab fries, but the
I
other
can't
fries.
get no crab fries, but I can get me some lemonade because I love lemonade. So I
Yes.
definitely want to try it out. And then you got regular French fries.
They got
'cause that's
regular
all I
French
can get,
fries.
unless they got some good sides. Some good sides.
Listen, try it. They are really good. And like I said, smiles are free. They give them often. And so that it was really good to visit. I've been there before, but hey, listen, always good.
And she didn't know that they were good friends of mine.
I did not.
So she's not giving this review just because of me.
Listen, I'm giving this review because the chicken was amazing. Okay, so please don't hesitate. So last but not least, we have dessert. Yeah,
Okay,
always.
all right.
Yes.
Always room for dessert.
Always room for dessert. So there is a community shop. It's right off of 2001 White Street, and it is inside the White Street. I want to say lofts. That space over there.
Okay.
Where it's like it says White Street, but I just know there's like some beer gardens over there. There's like some restaurants, and there is the Sweet Red Peach Atlanta, and they do dessert. So Miss Dee Dee over there makes a mean peach cobbler. Let me tell you.
All right, shout out Miss Dee Dee.
Yes, nice, flaky. It was really good and dancing. And when we went, me and Sunday went, we were actually able to try the red velvet and the blue velvet?
Yes.
You remember that little space?
Yes.
Okay, she got excited.
So I had to go back in my memory bank to see what, and then when she said and I was like, oh yeah, the baby, that red velvet was like a melt in your mouth kind of red velvet.
No, not like a melt in your mouth. That thing melted in your mouth.
I was like, okay. Like, the icing. Okay, so the icing was really, really sweet though, and I'm not a big.
That is true. The icing was
kind of
really
fan.
sweet.
The icing was really sweet, but
the
baby,
cake,
that cake though. But the cake though, I tell them to make me a cake and don't put no icing on it. Like the cake dough was moist. It was moist and velvety, and it melted in your mouth.
It did. It was great.
I had to taste it. It was really good.
It's right in West End, right? Like I said, right off of White Street in the little ritzy area they have over there. Yes, and so I was amazed that they had blue velvet, right? And the reason that she said they had red velvet and blue velvet is because in California, a lot of the areas and gang related will not eat red velvet if they're in a blue area, and if they're in a red area, they will not eat blue velvet. No, real talk. That's what she said.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
So I was like, wow. So she said this is how she created. Now I don't know who created the blue velvet, but this is how she started making her blue velvet.
She started making it.
But she
made it. I
used
to always make a blue velvet cake.
Yeah,
and
when I used to
never
bake.
heard of blue velvet, so that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I used to like to bake.
You look
when the kids were smaller, and I would make blue velvet cakes for my daughter all the time and send it to her college when she was in
love it.
Gordon State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So please stop by Sweet Red Peach Atlanta. Try their peach cobbler. Definitely any of the velvet cakes. And they also have different kinds of, different flavors of cake. They got chocolate, they have strawberry, and then they have chocolate chip cookies, they have banana pudding, and all those sweet, delicious treats. So try all of those. And those are my 3 community favorites for the week.
I love a blue velvet.
Yes.
I'm coming.
I love it. Yes. So this has been Dish Diaries of a Diva and your girl, Shandi.
Yes.
Let's go, Shandi.
Yes. So listen, community has been universal, right? So we definitely want to celebrate our vendors and the restaurateurs in the community.
Oh yeah.
And just like keep them lifted, and if you're gonna go spend money inside your community,
in your neighborhood.
Yes, and there's a lot of great restaurants,
but
and make sure that you're supporting the right restaurant.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that part. That part. But like I was telling you, see, a lot of my community experiences my community building experiences came from New York. Okay. I remember growing up And we had this Jamaican restaurant, and I used to love beef patties.
Yes, I
The
love
owner
beef
knew
patties.
my mom really well, so it was a thing where I would just go in and just get my order and go to school.
Okay,
My mom took I had a tab.
Look at you! You
Yeah.
had a tab
That's
at the
how
Jamaican.
they do.
That's
at the
how it
Curve
was.
Market.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
That's just how it was.
Right.
Know, even at the corner store,
My
I'll pick
mom
up
had
my
a
little
tab
chips
at the corner
and things
store.
like that.
Yeah.
For me and my friends, and then when my brother come, he'd be like, your sister." Like, okay, take care of it.
There was a black-owned market. I'm from Long Beach, California, and there was a black-owned market right in the little area that we lived in. And the guy there, he always used to give credits, and he would always have like a little tab in the back. He kept people's names, and my mama had a little tab back there,
That was
and it
the
helped
thing.
so much. You know what I'm saying? When we didn't have, she would go down there and tell Mr. Hampton, that you need such and such. She would send notes with us. This was way back in the day. I'll tell you how old I am, but she used to send notes,
Right.
and they would read the note, put whatever was in the note in the bag, and send us on our way. It could be cigarettes, it could be beer,
anything.
It wouldn't matter, but you knew not to open that bag.
Right. That's when they used to send you for them cigarettes in the bed. I remember them days.
It could be whatever. So just remembering even now, kind of being nostalgic about the community I grew up in. There was always a mixture. So in Long Beach, there was a mixture of Vietnamese and Black, and I only had some Koreans, but it was more Vietnamese, and then Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the broad space, and all those cultures, we were all like in a soup pot together.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Like, even I just had so many different kinds of friends.
That's what we mentioned
That's
right
what we
before you
saying.
came
before
in.
yes.
I think
That's
that
just how
New
it
York, Atlanta, Cali,
Mm-hmm.
probably Vegas a little
I
bit.
think Atlanta is different with
Atlanta
it, though.
is different because
Atlanta-
it still has this wide segregation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I
It's
think that
better than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's rooted from years ago.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Because Forsyth County, not that many years ago, was
less than 10.
Less than 10. Let's keep it 100.
remember
Was
you said you
all
told us that
Caucasian. It
story.
was
Yes.
all Caucasian,
And they
right?
was running us up out of there
But
when
it's
we
not.
came.
Yeah, it's not. Yes, because honey, I told y'all about my babysitting
I
era. Okay,
remember that.
and so now though, it's not like that. It's a mixture
Mhm.
of people, and it's
Mhm.
like that. It's becoming like that more and more. Even on the west side, you see more Caucasian. It's a mixture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's still.
It has a ways to go.
It still has a very long way to go.
There's several counties in Georgia that have a ways to go.
A very,
Unfortunately, but that's
very,
just one of them. Yeah.
very long way to go.
In New York, they would have the Puerto Rican Day
Mhm.
Parade every
Okay.
year.
Uh-huh.
When I tell you, everybody Puerto Rican.
Everybody.
Every-
Hello. Hello.
okay.
Hello.
And we missing school because we going to this parade.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a Puerto Rican Day Parade. You think I'm not?
And you know what I miss the most? The block parties.
yes.
Ain't nothing like a baby.
Oh, how cool. I've seen those on
Baby.
TV, right?
It ain't nothing like a New York block party, baby. Okay, it's gonna be lit.
Wow.
And it's gonna be so community. Everybody's gonna be outside. Your grandmama, your mama, your aunties, the
Mhm.
cousins, the
Mhm.
babies. Everybody coming outside.
Everybody.
What can we do
Yeah.
to bring that back? Because now it's like the least little
gosh.
thing is
It's
a
always a
shootout.
pop off.
It's
Always.
always. So
I'm
what can
so
we do?
disappointed with so much.
It's like the
Yeah,
community
what
is
can
not
we do
safe,
to bring that
right?
back?
Yeah, the community
I
is
think
not
that-
safe.
It's needed.
What has
Like,
to be
it
done is that the
is.
adults have to not be scared to communicate with the young adults in their community.
Mm-hmm.
I know it may be a hard fight or a hard flight,
Tough.
a tough flight
Yeah.
to want to do that, but you have to. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything. So let me say this because it's on my mind. So you know how you got the Bible, right? And everybody is like, Jesus died for our sins.
Mhm.
He was up on the cross and he died for our sins. And so I feel like trying to watch my words, but I don't really know how to do that, but say what I feel.
Say what you feel.
You got the Bible, and the Bible was written by man.
Mm-hmm.
And so is every other book.
Mm-hmm.
How about the book of Malcolm X, the book of Martin Luther King,
Mm-hmm.
the book of Harriet Tubman. Those were all Jesuses. You understand what I'm saying? That has died for our sins because they get up and they go out and they fight for what's right.
Right. For what they
you know
see
what I'm
as
saying?
a better cause.
Yes. Trying to right wrongs. And those are a long list of Jesuses that have come, so many more.
Yeah.
You know, Frederick Douglass, all of those people, you know, they have died for our sins. They have died for the wrongs that they were trying to right.
And they didn't
and not
even-
necessarily
they didn't
our
create
sins,
them.
but sins.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to stand up for something. You have to fight.
Yeah.
You have to be a part of your community, and everybody is not a frontliner. Everybody is not going to march and picket. Everybody has a role to play. Figure out what your role is, whether it be talking to one child or 10, whether it be talking to parents, whether it be providing food or clothes in your community. Check out and see what's needed and help in that way. Be the change that you want to see. Just because you want to see change, if you don't put any action behind the change that you want to see, it doesn't matter.
Right. That's why I like Sage and Silver with Lady Philidia.
Shout out to Lady Philidia. Shout out to Lady Philidia.
She definitely is community oriented. She gives food, clothing.
She's a part of New Era Atlanta, but she also does those things on the side.
Yes.
Without being a part of something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely, you know, focusing, and that's a good example of what you were just talking about. You know,
yeah, you have to
being
like you
in the
have
community,
to
doing something.
You can't just be like, you can't come up with all of these complaints,
and have
you know
no
what I'm
solutions.
saying, and all of these things, and don't have any solutions. Like, okay, you see the issue, see it, and now sit down and figure out what you can do as an individual. You know what I'm saying, to help. Whether that be pulling the community together, have a community meeting, go around to the neighbors that you do know
that care,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? And y'all come to and pull them together, have a meeting and say, hey guys, this is what I want. This is what I see. And this is what I see that could possibly be a solution. And how do you feel? And then that neighbor can tell because y'all don't all know the same neighbors.
Right.
That neighbor can tell the neighbors that they know. And then that next neighbor will tell the neighbors that they know.
Right.
And the next thing you know, you got a whole community room full of people that can actually do something with the problems that they see. Because if they in a room, then they're pretty much saying, I can be committed to something in this realm.
Right. I can
you know what I'm saying? I can
this
figure
way.
out what I can do, and you figure out what people are good at. Don't try to give people things that they're not good at.
Yeah.
Figure out what people are good at and what they
strengths
enjoy
are,
doing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let them implement that into the vision that you see that is going to be the solution.
Right.
And that is how we community build.
I love it. Yes. Start it off.
Yeah, start it.
Start it.
You can't, as long as you're waiting on somebody, you ain't gonna build nothing.
Oh.
So don't wait on anybody. Just go ahead and do it.
Right.
Write it down.
I like what you're doing with Dope Goes Grinding in the community. You have an event January 27th, and it's a community event.
Yes.
You know, it's going to be at the McIntyre Center.
Yes.
It is from 3 to 6, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's no peer pressure, no tobacco, no
I'll go
smoke.
over it again. Yes.
Yes, and that's community. That's you being a leader in the community. That's your step. You know, and let's have a conversation about
community leaders, because as a kid, I went through a lot of things, and a lot of people from the community, it may not have been a group of people, but I may not be where I am today had not my best friend's mother said, when I was outside in the streets, if she hadn't said, girl, get your ass in here.
Exactly.
Come in here. You ain't finna be out here either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
girl,
I've
I've been out here for months. What you mean? She was
going
like,
in?
get your ass in this house. You understand what I'm saying?
That part, yes.
And we finna go back to school, and we finna do this, and that. If it had not been, if it had not been for people within the community,
I agree. Yes.
that pulled my coattail a little bit and be like, you're not doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To help me and let me see some other things. I could
she
be
had
doing something
children.
very, very different.
Yeah, she had children. She probably was like, "Oh no, that's a child. That's my daughter's friend. This ain't happening. Come get in here."
And let me tell you some funny stuff. Forgive me, bestie, if I ain't supposed to tell the story, but
here she goes.
It's a disclaimer, because at that time, my best friend and her family was going through some stuff.
Okay.
So they were living in a situation. They weren't living in a house. They was living in a situation. And she was like, I'm in the streets, but I'm outside just hanging with my best friend. And we just outside, kiki, ha, ha, ha. And I'm about to go over here. And she has no clue that I'm about to finna go over here and sell some drugs.
Oh.
Okay. That's what I'm finna go do because I gotta eat tomorrow.
She probably had a premonition.
Yeah, I'm finna go eat tomorrow. So I'm finna go do this. And she finna go home and she finna go to school tomorrow. And I'm not because I'm out here by myself and I'm out here hustling because I gotta eat.
Right.
Okay. And so she was like telling them, her and her brother, come in the house. And I'm like, okay, bestie, I'll see you tomorrow. You know, sad because I don't have a house right now to go into.
Right. See y'all. But I got something to do anyway.
My friend about to go, but I gotta go over here and do what I gotta do.
Right.
And she was like, and where I can't say all the words that she said, but and where you think you going? And you can bring your in here too. You know, and I was like,
I love those kind
but
of moms.
I gotta, and she was like, no, what you gotta do is come on inside. And that was pretty much the end of that.
And she fed you, so you ain't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and
you know,
it was, and walked us to school. I mean, we teenagers. She walked us to school, making sure we going to school in the morning. And I ain't gonna never forget this. We was walking by, somebody asked me for a cigarette.
Oh, okay.
Because at that time I was smoking, baby. I was smoking cigarettes, weed. I was smoking cigarettes. Yes, I was. I don't smoke them no more. Okay, so somebody walked by and they were like, "Hey, yo, Sunday, let me get a cigarette." And I was like. And then one of my other friends was like, not in front of the moms, man, not in front of the moms. And I was like, oh my God, I was just so embarrassed. Like, she didn't know
do with a cigarette.
Like, yeah, I was like, I don't got no cigarettes. You know, trying to play it. I'm like, I don't got no cigarettes. And I just kept on walking.
Oh, so you got cigarettes.
Now you got cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? And it was so weird because at the same time, I'm like this little mini adult.
Right. Because you take
trying to take care of myself.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody over here that just cares.
Yeah.
Trying to treat me like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what I am.
Yeah.
I'm a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like
I'm
kids.
A kid.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Well, just like her kids. But at this time, like, so I'm struggling with myself. Like, I gotta go over here and do this. And she's like, no, girl.
Right.
Come over here and do this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here struggling with myself, trying to figure it all out. But it took for her to even have me struggle with myself about it. Because I could have just been like, lady, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was not going to let that happen. And so it took for someone like her to just pull my coattail. She the reason why both of us got a GED. Is she the reason why? Because she pushed us and pushed us and pushed us and just kept pushing us.
She wouldn't give up
on
y'all. She
believed she didn't give up on us.
Right.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's what's needed.
Man,
yeah,
Emma,
that's community support.
Shout out to God rest your soul. Shout out to Emma Jean Starr. I love you forever in a motherfucking
Emma
day.
Jean Starr?
Yes, because that's my auntie right there. And because she just was always there for us, even when we got older, even when we wasn't adults, she always was the person to be like, what you doing now? Or tell you that she's proud of you. Or making sure that, you know, she giving you something. And she wasn't perfect. She was just like, no, you should be doing this. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to community building on that note. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
That's community building. That's putting your hands on somebody that you don't have to, and showing them that they can do what
you see a different vision for them.
Yeah,
and you step out and you say, "Hey, kid, you know, I see something different. You come with me."
Yes, it's that part.
Yeah,
and so And so pay it forward. If somebody ever looked out for you and somebody ever gave you some wisdom or pulled your coattail, pulled you from a situation, like pay it forward. So that's what I do. That's why I do what I do. I'm just paying forward for all the amazing and wonderful people that put a hand on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe not physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That showed me a little something or enlightened me a little bit or pulled my coattail a little bit, spoke a little life into me and was like, you somebody.
Yeah.
You got this. You know what I'm saying? So pay it forward for what you received. Pay it back.
Yeah.
You don't just take it and use it up. Just pay it back.
I love it. All that dope ish. It's time for some.
Dope ish? This whole time it's time for dope ish. Okay.
Yes, it's time for some dope ish. Yes.
That was quick.
You ain't never seen a dope girl grinding, seen a dope girl grinding like me. Nah, I'm the pop-up shop. What you need? I'ma grab every bag I can touch. See, 6 months of any track take over, time's up. Gotta bounce, queen, please. Move to the next hot block. Get your guap, never stop. Fuck with me.
Ooh, it's your fave dope girl from around the way, Sunday Jones. As you've been listening, we've been talking about community building. So, on another note, I want to give some shout outs to talk about a few events that we have done and give a couple of shout outs. So First of all, I wanted to go back. I want to rewind and talk about the weekend that we had with the Lost Boys.
Rewind.
Yes, baby, because
that was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend.
Yes.
It was lit. It was lit.
That was a fun weekend.
Yes, we had fun.
Yes,
the whole weekend.
The whole weekend. I really
Now,
enjoyed myself.
I was tired, but we had at the end.
Now listen, I was tired, but we had fun.
But we had fun.
Yes, we did.
We started off here at the station, right? We did an interview with them, which was dope and fun.
Yes.
And then the next day we had meet and greet at the New Black Wall Street Market, which was dope. They got to meet a lot of their fans and go around and speak to the, the store owners, the individual store owners, and do some, do a tour of the New Black Market Wall Street. And we did a tour of the New Black Wall Street. And when I tell you the place is dope.
Blown away.
Amazing.
It's really amazing. And you need to really, if you haven't been, please go and please get a tour by Lord Hester.
Yes.
And he will give you all the grit and the grime and the amazingness and the history behind the New Black Wall Street Market. Okay. So definitely get a tour with that. And then, so we did that at the Black Wall Street. And then that night we went to Monticello's ATL. Shout out to Monticello's for having us and, just letting us come in and turn up a little something. It's if you haven't been to Monticello's, it's grown and sexy. Can't go with your work uniform on. You can't go with your sneakers and all that. You got to put your clothes on and you got to go grown and sexy. They may make a few exceptions for some elite people, but you got to definitely go grown and sexy.
Absolutely.
And they have the bar, they have the cigar room, they have the patio, they have the comedy area, they have a stage. It's very dope. Go ahead and they have hookah, full bars, food. They got everything you need. So definitely go check out Monticello's ATL. So we had a great time there. And then the next day we did brunch.
Yes.
At Hendrix Ultra Lounge.
And that was fun.
It was definitely fun. Shout out to Sandra at Hendrix Ultra Lounge for letting us come and brunch out with you guys. We really appreciate it. Take over the space. It was super dope. I've had some other events there. Some birthday parties and stuff. The food is good. And it's just, it has a separate room also. Then it has that open kind of lounge
patio
area. Then it has the patio, has a cigar room off to the side. So it's a really dope space if you want to have something there, or if you just want to go do brunch or party at night. It's Hendrix Ultra Lounge over on Edgewood. So make sure you guys check that out. What else did we do? We did a nonprofit networking event.
We did.
That was presented by D Hill. And she is Men and Women in Radio. And it was a nonprofit networking event. And we got some really dope jewels.
Let me tell you something about D Hill. She is a community activist, right? So she is building radio community, okay? But she has her hands in so much in the nonprofit industry, like where she's bringing people together. She really knows her stuff.
Yeah.
And what she doesn't know, she has the resources to get the information. And there were so many other people in that room that were so knowledgeable and skilled in what they did. I was just glad to be here.
It was a great networking event. You had some startup nonprofits. You had some people that wanted to get started, and you had some people that were they've been in the nonprofit, build for quite some time. And then you have people that are new to it, that are building their nonprofits, which would be me. But it was very dope and very good informational stuff. So you guys make sure you follow D Hill. That's DEE. I think it's D_Hill.
Yes.
And so make sure you follow her for the next nonprofit event or whatever else she has going on. And we appreciate her putting that together because that's knowledge that people don't give. I had to put my nonprofit together by myself. I had to do the research and I had to put it together and I had to go and make sure I wasn't missing no steps. Right. If I had been waiting on anybody to help me, I would have been lost. But it's you have to do the steps right or you'll end up doing them over. So make sure that you do that. And then over the weekend I had a dope time with Avery. I want to shout out Avery. FIYE ladies, love you. Avery. We love you. We were in radio with Avery on People to People Radio, and we love you so much. Shout out to you. We're sending you mad love right now. Mad love.
Yes,
And we filmed on our show this past weekend, Home Sweet Home. It was so dope. I can't tell y'all my scene, but it was dope. Yeah. So I can't wait until we get done and wrap that up so that we can, so he can do whatever he gonna do with it. So
Put it up there.
I can't wait
to the whole cast of Home Sweet Home.
Shout out to the whole cast and family of Home Sweet Home. I can't wait till it's, done so we can put that thing together and see what it looked like and celebrate. Yes. So that was super dope. So we love you, Avery. Okay. So tonight at our bar ATL, Smoke and Chill show is popping off. The theme is The Godfather.
Old De Niro.
With Old De Niro and Arlene. Promo 360. So our bar ATL tonight on Edgewood. The theme is The Godfather and it's Smoke and Chill. So if you ain't doing nothing tonight, make sure you tap in and go have some fun. Pull up. If I can tap in and tap out, I will. But make sure y'all pull up and support my boy O and Arlene and go have some fun because it be fun in the building now. It be fun in the building because Arlene's birthday. The
Cheetah Girls.
We had the Cheetah Girls. And we had a good time.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. All the ladies performed, and it was a super dope vibe. Mm-hmm. So make sure y'all go check them out. So our girl Sean D, yes, will be doing her model walking.
Yes,
let's go.
I'm so excited, y'all.
Yeah, she'll be doing that January 21st, 2024, at the Fashion Gala. It's a hip hop awards ceremony. So make sure that you guys tap in, follow her at The Real Sean D for more information. I think that flyer might be on her page so you can see it and try to tap in if you want to go or what have you. You can purchase some tickets. So tap in with her. Yeah, shout out to Andre for putting our girl, you know what I'm saying, having her walk, you know what I'm saying? So we'll be in the building as media and support. For our girl Sean D.
For y'all support. I appreciate y'all. My ladies in the building.
Girl,
you already know.
All love. Okay. And so what else I got? Okay. So the grand opening for the Seafood Social East. Seafood Social East.
I saw that.
Yes.
Ooh,
Seafood. These is my people, so I'm shouting them out. Okay. So Seafood Social East grand opening is January the 27th from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. It's at 4943 Snapfinger Woods. East side. That's what I'm saying. Snapfinger Woods on the east side. And then brunch is Sunday at 11 a.m. So you guys go. It's a new Black-owned business. It's the grand opening. So make sure you tap in and tap out. Go have some fun. Have some drinks, some seafood. I heard the food is really, really good. Tap in on that and make sure that you,
I gotta go support my boy.
Yeah. Tap in. And so also on January the 27th, as Sean D was saying, we have a teen awareness workshop. What does peer pressure look like to you? Mm-hmm. No pressure, no smoke, no tobacco. There will be a contest going on for first, second, and third prize for teens ages 10 to 17. You can create a visual or vocal piece and you will win a prize. Every kid will walk away with something, but there will be a first through third prize winner.
I encourage every mother and father to get their child to participate. Yes. Right? Because this is something so positive, but the creativity that comes out of children, just unexpected, is amazing. And so just, encourage your babies, you know what I'm saying, to take part in this event.
When they have that support, they're doing more, you know, and the event is January 27th again from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's at 2245 Godby Road, College Park, 30349. And if you want your child to participate, please DM me at Dope Girls Grinding on Instagram or at the Prison Brat Foundation. You can DM me at either one of those places to enter your child into the contest. Children are free of all ages and parents have to do a donation to get in because that's how we raise funds for the next event. So pull up, show up, and support your kids in this amazing event about peer pressure, not smoking, and the harsh causes of tobacco.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event.
It's going to be a great event for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
We got our boy Ra.
Yes,
he's going to be there.
Our youth ambassador Ra Asim. We have Lightworker Wayne as a motivational speaker. Lady Felidia. I have some more surprises. I don't want to give them all away. Coming up, some speakers. Sean D will be there in the workshop. Tall Tales will be doing some poetry.
Yeah,
so we have shout out to Tall Tales. We have a lot going on, and then we'll have a surprise guest coming to talk about what it looks like when you get pulled over by the police.
Oh,
so
I wasn't a surprise guest. You sure?
And what you?
I thought it was me.
I thought it was me.
Listen. And what you should do in that moment, what children should do in that moment so that they can be aware. You know what I mean?
I love it. Yes.
So, yes. Also, one more thing. So I will be in a poetry contest, Saved by the Words, at 9 p.m. on January the 26th. It's a live competition. Me and one of my sister queens will be competing. It's a lot of competes, but I'm shouting us out. Okay. Essence. She is also in the contest.
Oh, Essence is
from the Galaxy of Poets. Yes. So we are both members of the Galaxy of Poets, and so we in the building. So tap in live on Instagram, hashtag Saved by Queens. Follow Saved by the Words, and we will be on there. You can follow Lana Rowe 91 LANAIMONROE 91. You can follow her to tap in. Listen, I can't say it. Okay, so I'm gonna spell it for you. Okay.
She's back to New Orleans.
Okay. Listen. So that's what I got for you guys for Dope Ish. You guys know who my top 5, top 10, my top everybody is. Ransom Rosina, Killer Mike. Shout out to Rayo Cali, Ghetto Matrix, Children of the Sun, Alina O'Denero, Sunday Jones in the building, Tupac, Jay-Z. Shout out to So9. These are some artists that are, we independent artists out here. And this and yeah, that part. So
listen,
that's what
I'm a shout out Channel Casper. That's my independent artist.
Okay, Channel Casper. He got something out yet?
It's coming.
Okay,
it's coming.
So as soon as he gets something out, we're gonna reach out.
Yes.
Shout out to all my dope girls grinding poets. Peace and love. And we are going to. Are we going to commercial?
We're gonna bring in the dopeness.
We're gonna bring in the dopeness. It's the dopeness in the building. The dopeness has arrived in the building.
Into the building.
That's okay. We got Tassili Ma'a in the building.
That's okay. Yes. This my seat.
Yes. This is your seat. Take a seat.
Tassili Ma'a is in the building. My sister in love. So we're gonna just talk a little bit while she gets situated.
Listen, I'm excited she's here.
I know.
Right? Yes. The energy just changed when she walked in. All right. She brings all this electric.
So she's the perfect person to have here while we talk about community building.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah. She dope. And she definitely the community builder of all time.
Yes.
She be building on the community, okay?
Yes.
I'm just saying. That's what she do.
What
You heard it.
she
That's what she
That's
do.
what she do.
Yes.
Excuse me. Let me
slide in.
You can move that back. There you go.
Thank you. I was about to say.
Yeah, you can move back some more if you need.
She said she's slim, baby,
I'm
but
slim,
she
but
still
not
got to
that
get
slim.
in, right?
You know, I won't even say all that. I would just say.
Let's move back some more.
Let me move me back a little bit.
Make sure she's comfortable because she's about to drop some jewels. I want to make sure she's
so
absolutely
ready.
comfortable.
She's so ready.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, beautiful reflection.
Hey.
Yes.
Welcome.
yes.
Welcome. Thank you for joining
Let me
us.
introduce her correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So, welcome to the show.
Yes.
My sister in love, my family.
Yes.
Queen mother of the community.
Let me hug you. Ethically, till I can get up and go do it. Oh my God.
The person that is always so supportive of the people that cross her path, that have something going on that are, and maybe they don't have something going on, but she's a blessing to the people who cross her path. And so welcome to FIYE Radio, Tassili Ma'a.
Yes. Thank you, my sister in love and my sisters in the spirit.
Yes.
This is just a real blessing for me. I give thanks. I always love to share the message. And the message is,
we listening for it. We want to hear it. Look.
So the message is, how can we be modern day revolutionaries?
Okay.
How can we live for freedom, justice, and well-being?
Okay.
Our ancestors died for it, and I give thanks. But I ain't trying to die like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not. I know everybody has their time
Mhm.
to transition, but I want to get in as much as I can
Right.
while I'm here, right?
Absolutely.
And when I look at our people, particularly our freedom fighters, and all the strides that were made because they gave their lives, they ended up dying from debilitating diseases that could have been avoided. Like what? We talking about hypertension, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, lupus. I could go down the list of diseases that can be avoided by eating properly, exercising, cleansing your thoughts, cleansing your emotions.
Yes.
That's
big.
And even if you find yourself in that situation where you have contracted a disease, well, let's look at the word contract. Why did you go into an agreement with this diseased energy in your body? And we don't oftentimes look at ourselves to the extent in a way that allows us to be accountable for what we've created in our lives. You know what I'm saying? We're so busy. So this did it, that did it. And yeah, those things were factors, but in life, what we are given is free will. We can choose how we're going to deal with the hand that we're dealt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why I don't say freedom, justice, and equality anymore. I say freedom, justice, and well-being. Because a person can be born, if they're paraplegic, they're not going to have the same physical opportunities that somebody that was born physically intact. They're not. So equality looks different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yes.
perspective, right? But they can both experience well-being for
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm
And be
saying?
comfortable in their own
Exactly.
situation.
They can have the best quality of life available to them wherever they are. And they can choose. Because how many people do we know that are ungrateful,
Oh, honey.
that complain all the time, and we look at them
Yes.
and we see how blessed they are, and they missed it.
Yes.
It's
And
like,
I'm
miss me on
what
the
you
blessings,
complaining? I
really?
need some of that.
Exactly.
What you got? What?
Exactly. And they
Count your blessings.
don't get it. Usually till something traumatic happens. And then
Yeah.
they're like, oh, but when you think about that, and then you think about people who are less fortunate, whether it's through physical reasons or maybe they're homeless, whatever, maybe they did get sick, but they have such a powerfully positive attitude, they're able to overcome their circumstances and level up in a way that no one would expect.
Right.
And we can think of so many famous people who are famous now who were homeless, or who had been essayed, as children or even as adults,
Right.
and they were like, you know what, I'm gonna turn this lemon into lemonade.
Yeah,
And they
even-
did that.
Even
They
of
just
us,
did it.
Those of us that have a really hard start in life, regardless of our situation, and we grow up and we come out of it and we think differently. That's the same thing. Like, change your perspective and have a better outlook on it, because things could be worse.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And we strive for better.
We do.
We do strive
We
for
do.
that, and we should strive for that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, oh my God, it could be so much worse.
It could be.
What?
It could be. Yes. Things, like I said, my last 24 hours was crazy, but I'm gonna be happy about it because I have so many positive things going on that, forget that negative. This too shall pass, and it did. And
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
It's so
That's
true.
a great spirit to
Can
have.
can I share my story that happened to me today?
yes, please. Look. Oh my God, excited about it. Look.
Well, y'all just be prepared to laugh.
Okay.
Because it's funny AF. But funny after the fact and during the fact, and yet there was a part of it that was absolutely not funny.
Okay.
So I say that because this new day I woke up and I was like in prayer and I was like, this is going to be a fantastic day.
Yes.
Everything's going to go according to plans and, I'm going to flow with it and it's just going to be great.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
so I had to open the restaurant today. Right.
Okay.
And that's not a position I have had in many years.
Okay.
So I am constantly referring to my shift leads or managers about what to do, even though there's a checklist.
Mhm.
I'll go over the checklist, but I'm not tech savvy. So there are things, I'm asking about the tablets.
Mhm.
So anyway, so I'm doing all of that. Everything's going good. And one of our vendors who makes drinks comes in and he's giving us the inventory for the weekend. And he said, oh, we have some samples for you. This is our CBD infused juice.
Okay.
So,
It's starting
he
to
said,
get
this 3 dozen, because a dozen different flavors. He says, for y'all to sample, do whatever you want to do. Well, and he said for me, well, I always share when I'm going to do with 3 dozen. Anything, but I always share because anytime vendors come, it's not just my opinion of the food or the drink. It's how will the public respond, right?
Okay. Yes.
So I'm telling everybody, oh yeah, y'all come on in, get this CBD infused drink. You can take 2, 1 of each flavor, but don't take 2 of the same flavor. So, everybody came and they got it and I'm sipping mine. And we're all talking about how it doesn't taste really good because it tastes medicinal.
Okay.
Okay. There's a real strong medicinal flavor to it. And I was like, oh, yeah, this even tastes like golden seal. Y'all know about golden seal?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that ain't nothing nice.
No.
But it's the joint. If you taking it, you about to get well, right?
Yeah.
You're going to contract wellness, not contract disease.
Yes.
So if you're used to taking bitters, it's a great drink. But if you're not gonna like it. And I was expecting something different.
Okay.
And I am used to taking bitters, but I wasn't expecting that. So I was like, oh, okay. So I sipped 2 of the other flavors, just sipped them, and I was like, okay, well, the strawberry is the best, the mango is second. But this pineapple is, it's not good news. It's not my favorite. So I sipped down to about half.
Okay.
I've done CBD products before, whether they were edibles or just medicinal. I could never feel it.
Okay.
So I always felt like, well, okay, I guess it works for some people, but not really for me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't put that down at all because it works for millions of people.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to get it twisted that I'm denouncing CBD because I'm not.
Yeah. It just doesn't work for you.
Exactly the effect on me, but that was because the dosage was different. But who knew? Not me. I found out about an hour later, right?
Oh my.
So I'm like, I'm taking it upstairs. I'm giving it. I said, don't do nothing. I said, it's, nothing. And so they were like, okay. And so I said, yeah, this is very medicinal, but we use food as medicine deliciously. So I'm down, and so
let's get it.
So here we are an hour later and we have started letting people in the lobby. We're not making wraps on the spot. We're having people come in and order online. Well, I have them order online and they come back and pick up. So we had 1 million tickets up there. And the 2 young men that were working are new. Okay. So they needed a strong lead, which I would have been under other circumstances. So I'm, looking around, trying to get things in order. And I'd given one instruction to get started, but he went in the back to help the one in the back because he was struggling with a mandingo. And I'm like, bruh, I need you to get started. And I'm seeing all these people in there.
I told y'all about a mandingo last week.
I'm like, yo, you know what? We only have 2 big bowls of kale. I need to make another bowl of kale. So I go back there and everything's there to do it. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, we have kale. I don't need to make kale. So I go back out front and I look again and I said, we need kale. And I do a 360 spin like I'm dancing. And then I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. WTF, what just happened? You know? And then that from that point, no, it was the pineapple. Oh. From that point on, everything started moving in slow mo.
Sound like you might have been some CBD. What was the dosage on that CBD?
75.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you was only supposed to take like a little bit.
Well, so he didn't say that.
He didn't give you no directions.
He didn't give no instructions. It's just CBD infused on the label, right? Wow. Now, in all fairness, most of my team didn't even drink it. Well, they say God. Saved it for I know, right? They saved it for later.
Look, Tassili's Royale would have been a different trip. Okay?
Oh my God. Today, the few that did drink it, they didn't drink that much. And fortunately, even though they felt it, it didn't affect them like it affected me. Because I don't smoke. I don't drink. I haven't done any of those things in, I want to say millennia, because it feels like since forever, right? But so the least little thing would have an effect on me. So it may not be that strong for most people, right? But for me, it took me out the game. Sent me home. I had to go get in the bed.
Did you lay down?
I had to, because my feet wouldn't be still. I was rolling things in slow motion. I was trying to read the tickets, and I found myself going back over the ticket, like over and over and over. Fortunately, my HR person came downstairs, and she looked at me. She said, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm not okay." And I snatched her back behind the curtain. I said, "I am high AF." And she looked, and she was trying not to laugh. I said, "You could go in and laugh, because I'm sure it's funny AF." Okay. I said, and so the others were standing around. They're like, "Mama T, you really gone like that?" I said, "I am not here. Y'all see me, but you really don't see me, because I am not here." So they kind of laughed, and they were trying to hold it down in their way. The two of them were like, "Yeah, that's why we didn't drink it." The other,
no warning.
Right. The other sister, she said, "Well, Mama T, I feel it." She said, "But I can handle it." She said, "But I feel it." You know, now later on, she admitted she could not write her name straight. But it did not. But this was not.
Write it down.
So I thought this was Delta 8, because I was like, I'm going to get him. I said, because he did not put that on the label. He didn't give a sister any warning. And here I am. And so I said, "You got to call in the manager. You got to have somebody else come in, because I can't do this." You know, and I kept looking out in the lobby, and y'all know that feeling of paranoia.
Yeah.
So I'm looking, which is why I stopped forever ago when I was a teenager, because the first couple years of getting high was fun. But then after that, my body chemistry changed, and I started getting paranoid, and then I would get depressed from the paranoia, because I would be paranoid about everything.
Wow.
Okay. So with that in mind, I would be depressed, and I would feel horrible. And I was like, this is stupid. Why am I doing something that I know is going to make me feel bad? So I'm going to stop. So I did, and I have never gone back, even though occasionally over the years I would try to hit a little something or sip a little, and within 2 sips or hits, the same feeling would come back, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not down with this.
Yeah,
because I like being in control to the extent that I can be of myself and my environment. So I left, I left it alone. I wasn't messing around. In fact, even at one point, I could say this, like way, way, way back in the day when my children were young. My youngest children were young. My husband, my second husband, had a gate.
I love how she always tell me about her husbands. They not her husbands, they're her ex-husbands, they her husbands.
My husband.
He was the husband. He ain't no more. He was.
I
love that, the husband.
Right. So he had a gate, which that part. And instead of giving me child support money, he would give me shake.
I mean, you know.
Now, you know, some folks are bootleg, some folks do what they do. But in any case, I said, okay, I could flip this because I had a hair business. And so I would make brownies, raw brownies, my same raw brownies that I have now, but just infused with shake. So I called them the Carob Climax, no, the Cosmic Climax brownies. The ones we have in the restaurant are the Carob Climax brownies because they're straight.
Yeah.
But the others were the Cosmic Climax brownies. So I, you know, had a nice little hustle going on, but I could not even so much as like eat half. I could do maybe a quarter. And, you know, what really changed it for me was my children, because I had used the blender and I had made a smoothie and didn't wash the blender out. Big mistake. But I'm thinking, you know, it's just a little powder on the side, no big deal, right? No.
That's a big deal.
No, about 30 minutes later, you know, I left to go pick up my children from daycare. And oh my God, everything started slowing down in slow motion. And I was like, oh my God. And so I picked up the kids, and then the kids were looking at me. To me, they were looking at me strange, like, what's wrong with mommy? You know? And I said, I'm okay. And they're looking at me like, why are you even saying you're okay?
What's really going on?
Right. They wasn't tripping. They were telling me they couldn't tell.
But
later, but I knew. And so for the life of me, I said, you know what? I can't with this, because if something were to happen to my children on my watch, I would never forgive myself. You know, so I said, I can't. So that was a short-lived hustle because, you know, priorities, my children came first.
Right.
And so I'm thankful for that. And so that was so long ago. You know, my youngest is 30 now. So she was, I think, 5 then. So that's how long ago it was that I used to, you know, even dibble and dabble. And so now, when people are talking about CBD, my reference is one that it's not really going to do much for me.
Okay.
Right. So here I am sipping this, and it took an hour to hit. So I sure did. So they sent me upstairs. They had to have somebody help me walk upstairs.
Oh God!
I was holding on.
I'm looking at the steps.
You know, up the back.
Right. I'm looking up the steps. Y'all don't even understand. I'm looking at the steps.
Exactly.
OMG.
They had somebody come behind me to be sure that I could get up the stairs properly. And I did. And then I called my daughter. I was like, baby, this happened. She started laughing. She said, okay, Mom, I know it's not funny. She said, but it is. I said, I know. And I laughed with her, you know, because how can you not laugh at something?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I laughed her all the way out the whole time. This is my second time hearing the story. I laughed all the way here.
So the part about it that wasn't funny was that I was arguing with myself before the HR person came down. And I was like, I can't do this. I need to close the restaurant. And then I looked at the people and I was like, I can't do that. I got to keep the restaurant open. And then my other side be like, but I can't do this. I need to close the restaurant. The other side was, but I can't do that. So it was like this back and forth with myself.
And then Raquel came down to save you.
And saved the day.
And on that note, we're going to pay some bills and we're going to go to some music. This is So Nine with Divine Time. And Raquel came in Divine Time.
She did.
Yay,
Raquel. Yay, Raquel. Oh my God. I was so happy.
I just want to let y'all know it's raining outside.
alright. It's alright. Say what a time, so divine. It's alright. It's alright. Say what a time, so divine. It's alright. It's alright. Time, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Time, it's alright. It's alright.
You're tuned in to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Go over to your Play Store and download Hits 92.3. Don't want to miss your favorite show? Click that tab in the top left-hand corner and set the alarm. You'll never miss another episode. Love all of the shows and can't decide? Then scroll down and rate Hits 92.3 and also leave a message for your favorite radio personality, letting them know what an amazing job they're doing. While you're at it, go over to our Instagram page and follow us on Hits 92.3.
And we're back on Hits 92.3 with the ladies of FIYE Radio. And we are here with my sister in love, Tassili, my aunt, the queen mother of the community, baby. Yes.
And helping other Black businesses grow.
Yes. You do so good with helping people aspire to be who they want to be. If I'm saying that correctly, you always give people like a stepping stone of encouragement and help if you can. So I make salads, make jackfruit salad and salads, right? Vegan salads. And so I had these salads that I was selling, and Tassili was like, well, let me try them. And so we tried them, and then she had a booth at the Juneteenth. That's how I started. And I brought my salads to sell at her booth at the Juneteenth festival. And then she was like, you know what? I think you can put these in a restaurant. And then she took some samples and let them tried, and then we put them in a restaurant. So that was my first step out on, I had them on another platform called Chef after that, but that was her encouraging me to be my best self and giving me an opportunity that maybe someone else would not have given me. Just me being a person out here just trying to sell some salads. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Someone else may not have given me that opportunity. And she does that for a lot of different people that come up and say, hey, I want you to try this and try this. And then the next thing you know, it'll be in Tassili's Raw Reality. And she has thousands of customers that come through her door on a daily basis. So I appreciate you.
She's very real. I thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you for what you do on that level.
Well, I give thanks because people put me on. I have to acknowledge Tracy, Black Vegetarian Society, back in 2008. She used to have an annual event called the Meat Out, and it started like in the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s, I think. So she really started introducing people to vegan consciousness. And through the Meat Out, she'd have speakers and vendors and so on. And so even before that, a friend of mine actually got me into doing it because she was asking if I would assist her in starting a raw food component in a new vegan restaurant. So I was like, I was doing hair at the time. So for me, it was a hobby because I had just committed to a vegan lifestyle for a year. I said, I'm going to be 98% raw because I was experiencing some health challenges. After being vegan for 20 years, I had begun to experience the onset of arthritis in my hands. And of course, if you work with your hands, they're going to be stressed anyway in general. But the diet that most people eat, whether they're vegan or not, tends to not have enough fresh leafy greens. We typically don't drink enough water. And so, and the starch. So a doctor, a friend of mine, who is also a raw foodist and a naturopath, he said, well, when I asked him about what was going on, he said, well, you're eating too much starch. And I was like, I don't eat that much starch, and he was like, I don't know what you're eating, but I know that's what it is. So I like to challenge myself. And so I said, I'm going to go for a whole week without eating starch and see if what he says is true. Well, not only was it true, because after a week, the pain and stiffness was gone, but I realized that I had become a starchitarian. I wasn't just a vegan vegetarian. I was a starchitarian.
Oh, okay. So you were
Which is
eating
what
mostly starches.
Yeah, and that's what
Okay.
happens to most
Yeah, that's
people
what has
when they
happened to
want to
me.
become plant-based or
Yeah.
vegetarian or even vegan.
Drop one half a day
They
of another.
start filling up on carbs, on those
Yeah,
starches.
and that's what happens to me as I go out so much. I start to rely on, French
French
fries
fries,
because they don't
yes.
have anything else for me,
Baked
or
potatoes.
so I have to be
Mhm.
more mindful of what I'm intaking because I'm out so much. But so now I got stuff in my pocket, like
Yeah, I mean, my nephew was like maybe 225 when he became vegetarian. He wasn't vegan; he was vegetarian, and he was in real estate, and so he would have his meetings. He was just getting started. He would have his meetings at Krispy Kreme.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he would.
Uh-huh.
And he'd have coffee and donuts every day. He blew up 100 pounds.
Oh my.
He went to 325, 350
Wow.
because he was eating donuts every day, which technically are ovo-lacto vegetarian because there's no meat, but there's the eggs, there's the milk, and it's fried.
yeah.
So, and he was just sitting there.
Yeah. There's no movement, right? Yeah.
So, and he didn't even like vegetables. How about that one? So I'm like, so what are you doing? He was like, meat just makes me feel bad, so I don't want to eat the meat. So people go into it for different reasons, but I encourage people to make sure you're eating enough fresh leafy greens, fresh fruits, and really to do your best to honor your body's natural digestive process. So what does that look like? That looks like it takes the body 2 days to digest fish.
Okay.
It takes 3 days to digest any other type of red meat. So that means if you eat only every 2 or 3 days that meat product, then you're giving your body a chance to go through its whole digestive process naturally.
Okay.
And then, so now you're not eating it as frequently. And that means you can afford to buy the best quality meats, the grass-fed, free range and that kind of thing. So now your body is functioning a little better because you're giving it what you're cutting back on what it has to digest, and you're giving it the best quality. And don't you deserve that?
Absolutely.
This is what I say.
It made me rethink everything, right? Yeah.
So with that in mind, what that looks like on your plate, because people are like, yeah, well, what does that mean? When am I supposed to eat meat 3 times a day? So my vibe with that is you want to do a 75-25 diet. Well, live it, because we're eating to live, not eating to die.
Correct.
Or you want to do a 80-20. So if you want to stop eating meat altogether and be completely plant-based or vegan, then you would do 80-20. What that looks like is 80% fresh, leafy greens and veggies and fruit, and 20% cooked. So that means you have a big plate full of salad, and then you put your cooked food in the middle. So you can't help but eat. I mean, you can eat as much as you want, but it needs to look like that,
Okay.
And for the people who still want to eat some meat, you want 75% fresh fruits and vegetables, 20% cooked food, and 5% meat. Again, you're filling up your plate with salad. You're putting the cooked food and the meat in the middle so you can monitor and regulate your portions. Again, if you want more, starting out, you may want more because the body has to adjust. But if you continue to do that, to stick with that discipline, you'll find that your body will crave meat less and less. You might just want it once a month after a while. Then after that, you may only eat it when you feel like it, which may be once or twice a year. And the key is to know thyself. Get to know you. What makes you tick? You know what I'm saying? And on that note, what are you how are you feeling when you eat certain foods? How are you feeling when you don't? You could keep a food journal or just even a mental journal, of how you're feeling when you eat certain foods. And don't judge yourself. Just get to know you. What's going on in your world? What are you dealing with when you're craving the red velvet cake? Did you just get a promotion? or did you just get fired? You still craving it, but what's happening on an emotional level that is triggering the craving, right?
And so on that note, Tassili, tell them about, because I want to try to keep us on track a little bit. Tell them about Tassili's Raw Reality, what you have at Tassili's Raw Reality, and what you do with that food based off of in the community, how it relates to the community.
Well, thank you. That's a topic I always love, because the Raw Reality, which is my raw vegan restaurant, cafe, located at 1059 Ralph David Abernathy in the historic West End, has been born and bred in the community. It is sustained by the community. And we provide a bridge for the community to assist people in getting from where they are, which is our goal, getting them to a state of optimal health, using our fresh, locally grown, organic, non-GMO, raw, vegan, and transitional foods. Now, I say transitional because we do have some things that go through some light processing, even though we don't cook them. So that would be like your pad thai noodles. Rice noodles don't come in noodles. They don't grow on rice like noodles. They don't.
They go through a process, right?
Couscous, for example. Couscous is a wheat grit, like we have corn grits. So, of course, that goes through a milling process before it comes to us. But we soak it in opposed to cooking it, right? So you still can do that. The only thing that receives heat at the Raw Reality are the tortillas. We buy them already toasted, lightly toasted. And
the soup.
Not the soup, and our popcorn. That we make ourselves. And we do sell cookies, that are made by Butterfly Kisses. So she bakes those. And that's giving a local business an opportunity to expand and grow. And our drink vendors, going back to our original drink vendor, we will be carrying that experience. Well, hopefully not that experience. We will be carrying the product. And that CBD product will be labeled properly, so that for folks like me, once they drink it, they won't be driving down the street an hour later and all of a sudden realize they're high. You know what I'm saying? I can't. It's very scary. I know I would have panicked if that had been my situation. So I came in, I ate, and I went to sleep for 4 hours straight. Which, when I spoke to the brother, he said, "Well, that's how you know the CBD is working."
Wait a minute.
Because, hold up, he said, the body does its major repair work when we're asleep. That's why sleeping is so important. And I used to be allergic to sleeping. I was like, no, I'm not sleeping. It's too much to do. But these days I have a different respect level. So I encourage people to get in your rest. Again, that's when the body does the majority of its really serious healing work. So me going to sleep for 4 hours straight meant I really needed it.
Well, listen, I don't know how you sleep. You have so much going on. Like, you have a fair coming, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
The Wonderful Wizards of Raw. And it will be hosted by
the
fabulous Sunday Jones.
They have added "the" to the beginning of my name. They completely just throw me with that.
I love that. The.
Yes.
But of course it should be the.
Oh, God.
I agree.
Yes.
The Sunday Jones.
Yes.
I mean, because how many people even actually have your name?
Right.
Sunday. It's just like.
So when is the fair?
It is the first weekend in June.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, it's going to be the 31st
of May.
The 31st of May.
Okay.
The 1st and the 2nd of June. The way the calendar fell this time, it'll be going in that direction, because we usually have an opening event called the Libation, and we choose a local park, and we have the stream of water running through it, and music and poetry and meditation, and that just sets the tone for the rest of the festival.
It does.
Yeah.
Weekend.
I'm excited. This will be my first Tassili's Festival. So
Nice.
I'm excited about going.
Yes.
That's what's up. So
Yes.
many people have this will be our 11th year,
Wow.
our 11th
Okay.
festival.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I was about to say, so many people have met their partners or their business partners. So their love partners, business partners, their tribe,
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
have gotten inspired to do business and so on. So I really love being able to have these events for the community because it's our opportunity to give back.
Yes. And it's a free event.
Yes.
And it's a 3-day event. And we have vendors come out. Vendors, get at us if you want to vend. Performers, get at us if you want to perform.
What is the email that they would
It
want to do
is
this? Isn't it events at Tassili's Raw?
events. Wait a minute. Let me not
I think it's
tell a
events.
story.
When Sunday came in, Sunday made sure that we did some revamping.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And
festivals. You can reach us at festivals@tassilisraw.com. So if you want to vend, if you would like to perform, festivals@tassilisraw.com, and then we'll direct you from there.
Yes, absolutely. And it starts usually around 1 or 2. And I say around because, you know, we moving in the spirit. So I'm just being honest. We could tell you 1 o'clock,
but
but
we telling you 12 or 1, but it starts at 3.
Okay. Y'all moving in
but the
spirit.
vendors, so hold up, the vendors are there, so
Early.
you can come. They're
Yes.
there early.
Early.
You can come and start supporting the vendors.
Yes.
There are people who come and they put their blankets down and they just chill until we start. And so doing that, that's why I say it's really a flow. We moving in the spirit. We do a wonderful libation, and then we have speakers, presenters. We have a raw food uncooking competition where we invite our raw vegan chefs to have a friendly competition with each other. And the Wonderful Wizards of Raw started because I realized that there was a lot of unnecessary competition among chefs in general and raw food chefs, and there was no platform. And I was inspired by A Taste of Atlanta. So we're a much smaller version of that, but it's an intimate environment where you can come, your kids can run around, be safe. You get to sample the raw food. You get a chance to, like I said, find your tribe, you know, things that you found yourself drawn to, but weren't in the environment or didn't know how to connect with people, or even tap into your own inner child. Like we do 2 festivals a year.
Yes.
One is the Wonderful Wizards of Raw, and that's the first weekend in June that's coming up. And actually the 31st of May. And then the second one is in September. And it's always the second weekend in September. So I think it's like the 6th, 7th, and 8th this year.
Okay.
And it's called the Natural Mystic Fair. And we focus on alternative spiritual paths, alternative forms of healing, topics that are important to us as a community. Like the last one was about finding your inner child, meeting your inner child, and doing this shadow work to heal yourself and generational curses, right? So, oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So with our Wonderful Wizards of Raw this year, we're going to have as our theme food, justice, and politics.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's almost time for us to wrap it up, guys. I'm so sorry because we don't have enough time to talk to Tassili. She got to come back.
Yes.
But we
I would
definitely
love
want to
to.
plug her book, Tassili My Eye, The Journey to Self-Fullness.
Yes.
I have this book. I think Sean D
have
has
this
this
book,
book.
Yes.
I gotta get
You
it.
got to get
Yes.
your
I
book, but it is a book that you can do the work. This is a
It's
do
a
your work
workbook.
book. So make sure that you
Where
reach
are we
out.
finding this book?
You can get this book from Tassili's Raw Reality.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also get this
On
book
Amazon.
on Amazon.
Okay, I'm gonna come down there so I can get my daughter's punani wrap.
Yes,
So
that's
make sure-
right.
Love that
And
one.
you know, the book is just really snippets of my life that have helped me come to a place of being selfful. And what is being selfful? That's being so full of self-love that you are not tipping the scales toward selflessness, where you're putting everybody else first, nor are you tipping the scales towards selfishness, where you're being narcissistic and everything is about you. You're finding that sweet spot in the middle where you are learning to love, accept, and nurture yourself by tapping into the abundance of the all that is and recognizing that you are enough. you know, and that as you begin to cultivate yourself, your cup will begin to overflow. And from that overflow, now you can share with everybody else because you so good. What? You are so good.
And that is how you community build.
That is how you community build. Yes.
And we are FIYE Radio.
We'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Thank you for coming. And you can follow Tassili at Tassili Ma'at.
Right.
And Tassili's Raw Reality with the
Please
whole
check
with
out
the
the Raw
LLC.
Reality.
Not the other one. It ain't real.
Yeah, there are a couple of imposters out there. Yeah, so and that's just heads up to y'all. There is an imposter out there that is on IG that is soliciting readings. I do spiritual counseling.
But that ain't her.
I don't
She don't
do
solicit.
that. I don't solicit.
No.
People either they know or they don't know, but I don't advertise like that. So, you know, if you're interested, you can get my number. You can reach out at the restaurant. You can go to my IG page, which will be up and flourishing again because my special person will be back and around to be able to help me with it.
Right.
Shout out to Agon.
Right.
Yes,
And
your
on that
brother
note,
cousin.
we got to get out of here before we have to pay some more bills with some more bills and some more bills. So this has been FIYE Radio on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. This has been your community building segment. We love you. Peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light. Thank you.
Such a long way you come. There's nowhere else to go. Can't be scared.
Any, many, 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 mighty mo. Go through all your trials, baby, see how far you grow. Don't stop what you're doing, baby, reach all of your goals. Nothing holding you but you, so how far you gon' go?
Where you gonna